Most of the work on was is a future orphanage. It's a building that survived the earthquake, and they're restoring. And it's going to house, one of the videos I kind of tell a little bit of what we did, but it's going to house up to 50 orphans when they're done with it. But that pillar you saw that says somebody wrote "Life Goes On," that was one of the building that survived the earthquake. So first video is the back of the truck. I think it's the video right when we first got to Haiti. The driving, I don't know if it was better to look or not to look, because you felt like you were going to die 15 times every car.
This driver was amazing. He really kept them from being killed, I think.
This is a cleaner part of the town, I think. Everywhere you look, there's and Patty Benite talked about it, but there's garbage everywhere. They don't have no kind of management for their garbage. We have another driving video. That's next. The country itself is absolutely beautiful, very mountainous. You saw the hotel we stayed at.
In that one too, she was talking about, I couldn't understand the name of the town, but she said that it was mostly destroyed by the earthquake.
Yeah.
Wherever you guys were right there in that ride.
Yeah. And then we have another one that's 2 minutes 17.
Second drive.
People everywhere walking. There are gas stations, but there's everything else is markets.
Don't be confused. When you saw the Calico there, that was so beautiful, that's where we stayed.
Right.
So where we paid ourselves to stay, okay? So the thing you have to understand is that this is probably the nicest place in the area we were at, and if you were there, you would realize that it lacks a lot too. I mean, it doesn't look like it in the pictures, but that is a place that is like a haven.
Yeah.
And I mean, people living in little shacks alongside the road and all. It's a poverty-stricken country whose politicians rob it blind.
Amen.
We met, Pastor Benite shared this with us before, and he said that there's so much crookedness in all the government that when they get money in, it never hits for the needs that it's in. So we met a politician, or I say he was from the Washington area, and he said he's over there working with we met him in the airport, working with the president and the staff, and he said that Venezuela gave him $2.3 billion to go toward agricultural development and things of that nature, and he said they can't find the money. The president and all of his cabinet is under investigation because the money's just disappeared.
Yeah, Benite was telling us for years.
Do what?
How far was your hotel from where Pastor Benite is?
About 30 minutes.
About 30 minutes, yeah. Yeah, and they would pick us up in the mornings and bring us over to work, and but believe me, by the time we get home, we were tired. Josh can tell you about the actual work that we did, what have you done.
We'll get to those
Yeah,
videos.
yeah, go
So
ahead.
the next few videos is that we had the pleasure to be there through a Sunday. They're church and their people, and they dress nice. They have real nice clothes. Beautiful spirit they had. So the first one is that we took communion while we were there. Packed house.
So is everything pretty much exclusively in French?
Creole. Yeah. Most of them, I mean, I know French and Creole is very similar, but most of them speak Creole. A lot of them speak French.
Do they understand English as well?
Some. It's a very uneducated nation. They don't like school. It's uncool to go to school for them. He's trying to change their mindset and educate them.
That's what they had a packed school with a small children in the middle.
He has a school with 700 kids.
700.
Do only the boys go to school?
No.
No, boys and girls.
No, and a lot of them are going to school and they're older. Like there's some of them that are 18 years old that are in 8th grade
Yeah.
because they didn't get educated.
The two ministers that you saw there were there also for a conference with Pastor Benite, and they work in Uganda with a ministry, but they actually live. One lives in Maryland, and the other man with the red shirt and the blue vest on, he lives in the UK. The pastor, one pastor's in Maryland, one pastor's in England, and so they were wonderful brothers. We got to meet them, and it was a wonderful time with them also.
Et peut-être un prix pour bagage de l'église.
We are very happy that we can now be blessed by him,
Et nous vraiment comprenons le fait que nous doit seulement bénir par lui-même.
but that we can also be a blessing.
Mais pour ça, tout, nous capables de bénir tout, nous capables de bénir tout. Amen.
I love you, church.
Moi, je vais l'église, moi, je vais l'église là.
I love the air conditioner.
Moi, je vais
There was no air conditioner in case you didn't know that.
All the windows are wide open.
Wide open, very wide open there. But you could hear them. When we drove up, we were a little late, not because of our fault, but we were a little late to church. And when you drove up, you could hear them singing from 3 blocks away. So it was actually really cool.
What is the city?
Don't know.
How far is it from Port-au-Prince? I mean, is it?
It's about an hour.
Out from Port-au-Prince, yeah.
They told us the city, but it was hard to pronounce and couldn't remember.
Starts with an O, I think. That one that was on the map.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sure, yeah. We'll we can find that. But this one is him
But
preaching.
Benite preaching. These are the 2 ministers that was talking about.
With so much corruption that's there, and I mean, that was absolutely beautiful. Do they have a problem with the government and going
Oh.
to church? I mean, do they have, kind of like Russia, Christianity is?
No, I don't think
No.
that's a problem at all.
It's a very Christian nation.
They just don't, the government doesn't do anything for
They
them.
just
It's like
don't,
trash,
it's
like I
total
said.
indifference. It's like, y'all make it, basically.
But they don't stop us.
No.
Josh, I have a question over here.
Yes.
Was there, tell them about the rice.
Oh, your son was there?
My son
Wait.
does mission trips and he's been.
Wait.
Go ahead.
Why do you go there?
We went there to help them and to work.
Now, and we're glad to have Catherine today.
My son, from Washington State does mission trips to Haiti and to Mexico, Ensenada and stuff. And his first trip to Haiti, he took 5 guys with him to help with an orphanage
Yeah.
that, they were gonna shut down because it needed 3 walls built. And the government the gal didn't have any way of anybody building these, so they also needed food. So my son and his buddies took a bunch of rice and the government took it away from them in immigration.
Yes.
And wouldn't let them take it in. So the second time they went in, they sewed all the rice in their pant legs and their sleeves and their shirts and stuff, and they did make it through. And they did get the rice to the orphanage, but it was a real impact on my son, because the first time he was there, 2 children died in his arms, strictly from starvation. And it's an evil world.
Yeah,
And at night, the women can't go out without an escort with a man. I mean, it's just, he had people chase him down with voodoo things. It's just.
I will tell you that if you saw, the plane ride over, I'd say probably 90% on the plane was going there to do some sort of mission work.
Yeah.
I sat next to a young lady that was part of a college that there were engineers, nurses, teachers, and they were going up into the mountains to another village. So the level of help that's coming in is drastically improved.
Yeah.
We weren't pioneers over there. So.
And everybody that was
If
at
it
the
wasn't
Calico
for the
was,
churches.
in a mission of some sort,
Yeah.
so.
So, but the government, they just, Pastor Benite was supposed to, for a school, he was supposed to get $90 a year from the government. The first year, he got half. The second year, he got a third. And the year after that, he's never seen anything since then. $90.
And it's a shame
I don't think per
because
child, I think
No,
it's total.
he's trying to improve the nation down there, the country, and this is the way the government treats him.
Yeah, and what they gave him, they wanted him to pay taxes on too.
Howard.
Yeah.
And then, they had politicians setting up ghost schools where they claimed they had students in it to collect the money and stuff like that, but they never had it.
So all of the children that were in the pictures and videos that you guys engaged with, were those all orphans?
No, right now he only has 12 girls.
Oh, okay.
And he runs the orphanage out of his own home.
See,
He's building this so he can house more boys and girls.
Well, go ahead, David.
Don't they have like a big meal every day? They feed as many people as they can? Is
They
that what
feed
all
the,
that cook was?
they feed the school. The 700 children that go to school there, they feed them lunch every day. There's a feeding program.
700?
700 children.
Rice and beans.
What'd you say?
I said, the riz à pois.
You have a microphone for a reason.
It wasn't.
That's what it's
on
called, a
or
riz à pois.
Three up top?
The riz à
That's
pois.
how you say rice and beans.
Rice and beans, that's what they get every day. And that's what you saw me serving in the school. And you serve for like 2.5 hours or so because, they start out with the little ones that you saw at first were in a completely different building. I don't know, because I never got out of the kitchen, if they bring them over there and feed them, or if that was just a separate group. But Crystal and I stayed in the kitchen probably for about 3 hours, cooking, serving, and cleaning.
And when they were cooking, it was excruciating.
Hot.
I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's
And
my,
I noticed that when the
there's
dishes
my
were
badge
being
of honor.
washed, they were washing in tubs.
Yeah.
Yes.
they're washing in 3 tubs. They wash,
Water there?
they wash with, Crystal could tell you if she were here, but it's baking soda and something. And then the second one is bleach. And then the third one is a clean rinse.
Wow.
Everything they do by hand.
Yeah.
Everything they do.
This is one of the problems, Robin, what you said, they do not have running water. That's,
Did Pastor Benite, I noticed that he had a sink in his kitchen.
yes, he does have water in his house.
Sometimes.
Yeah, but it's,
Sometimes.
it's gravity fed, so they have big cisterns up on top of the roof, and he has a sump pump that he pumps water up into the cistern, and then it's gravity fed down through the house.
So where are they getting the water from? Is it rainwater? Is it coming
They
out
have
of
did you see the well right there
So they
in
do
front of
have
the
a well.
orphanage? They do have a well,
Yes.
yes.
And that was the one.
And in rainwater.
No.
Crew that built.
No,
He
that,
has a well there.
that was in
It's
another spot for the it's open to the community, the whole community can come to it. And they pack water to their homes, they get like what we'd use for a big gasoline or something like that, they put water in those and bring them to their home and whatnot.
And also the water, the well water, some drink it, but it has a
High salt content.
high salt content,
Oh,
so it's not really,
Oh, wow.
it's not like pumping Ozark.
Because think, I mean, you know, it's right there that close to the
Yeah.
sea.
Yeah,
So the level, yeah.
so that's what they're getting is salt water, that's
How about
something.
electricity? Where do they get their electricity?
So they get electricity for several hours of the day, but not all day.
Right. And that's
Pastor
even before
Benite has a
friends.
generator,
Do
so
they
that's
have
why
any
he has.
solar initiative?
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
Pastor,
He uses solar.
Pastor Benite has some solar at his place.
Has he made it himself, like the assembler?
I don't know,
I think so.
we
Most
didn't get into
everything
that with him.
they've done by their own hands.
And he's brought engineers and stuff in, you know, paid them to help him out. and
Yes.
Learn what he could from them.
This is that, one of those other pastors you guys were
This is
talking
the
about.
pastor that from the UK.
Now let's give a big clap offering for the King of Kings and the Lord of Lords, Jesus Christ. Everybody go come on. What a wonderful time we have here. E che se dopo iniziare a Et après ça, je vais avoir un témoignage. Hallelujah, amen. Please lift up your right hand with me. Levez les doigts devant le Seigneur. Now, good year unto him. À lui-même. That brings all blessings. Lui-même qui porte et qui va toute bénédiction. And joy. Et la joie. To every living creature. À toute créature qui vit. That ask in faith. Que moi demandez par la foi.
What we have by the door is
blessings today. Que nous recevons.
Pastor Benite's father. He was the previous pastor of this church.
Abondamment, au-delà, abondamment, au-delà, above all, au-dessus, au-delà de tout ça qui pense et l'organe. In the name of Jesus. Demandez ça dans le nom précieux de Jésus. Good year. May the Spirit of the Lord, que serviteur mon Dieu, be with you. Que mon Dieu, capable avec vous. As you go out from this place. Pendant que vous sortez, vous allez dans la place. And you come back. Et vous allez retourner. With a testimony. Avec un témoignage. In Jesus' name. Au nom de Jésus. Amen. 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 Mes amis, you by lot your go à
What did you say was behind the door?
That's Pastor Benite's father.
That was over by the.
And he was the previous pastor. And matter of fact, all the money he collects from his church, he gives to his father still to live off of. His father had his leg amputated, you say last year or that year, diabetes.
Was it really hot there, like 90s?
It was hot. It did get in the 90s, but it's a real cool breeze. I think because it's so close to the
We
ocean.
were there during the winter.
Yeah.
So don't come back in July.
The next one, I think, the next video, I think, is Pastor Benite.
Yeah.
Was, we good, go ahead.
Yeah, this building, then it collapsed during the earthquake.
Okay, okay.
So we had this school building.
Can you
here.
pause it, Lane, for a minute?
Collapsed.
Okay, just to help you understand, we're standing,
I talk about what everything is in that video.
okay, tell them about what the house in relationship to the church and the orphanage and all that,
So it's one big compound. We're standing in front of his house. Over here to the right will be the future hotel type deal that he's gonna have people stay at. To the left is the orphanage. Beyond this building right here, to the right is the church. And in front of that is his father's house.
And then what we did,
Yes.
we reinforced this building so that we can build the orphanage on top.
Okay.
So this is gonna be the orphanage where we plan to receive about 40 to 50 children in the future. So we are trusting the Lord, that's what we are doing out there. It's awesome, to be able to do this. So I don't know where the money will come from, but I am confident it will come in Jesus' name. So, and then this building right here was here. So that's where we used to have a cafeteria for the school. But unfortunately, during the earthquake, it got damaged. So what we did, we reinforced it to fix it. And tomorrow, so I'll show you right now.
So, you wanna talk about busy. This dude runs an orphanage, he pastors a church, he's head of the school, he's vice president of how many, 250 ministers? He's helping another person that went to his church start a church and build his church.
He's going to college,
He's
taking classes.
He's about to go back. He already finished his master's in project management. Raising 3 kids of his own.
And how many little orphans in the hospital?
12.
12.
And somebody constantly always needs something from him.
Always.
Next video is his school, some of the classrooms we got to visit and film. This is the kindergarten.
Est-ce que c'est possible de chanter ça pour moi à nouveau? Oui. Eh bien, vous allez chanter fort et puis
They're singing about the letter they're learning. He was a little.
What did you say they were singing?
About the letter they're learning.
Oh, okay.
And it's E, it's accented E. They were very sweet children.
Is that well?
There's the well.
That's the well on their compound.
And then we got the construction slide.
Yeah. One of Dylan's inventions was get the wood down. Yeah.
Yeah, it is cracks me up.
So they had wood all over the third floor. There's no stairs to get it down. So we got it down to the second floor by sliding it down the ladder, pulled the nails from it, and then sorted it and got it down to the first floor to put it in one of the rooms. That's why everything they do is, I mean, it'd have been awesome to have a forklift just built it up there.
So, and the thing about it, that top was like a hurricane hit it.
A lot of these, yeah.
And Dylan and Josh got up there with they did the hard work with some of the guys that they paid to help. Got the wood down to us, and we spent literally 3 days, Crystal, Elizabeth, and myself. I'm the old man, so I got to do women's work. But we pulled nails out of boards for 3 days, okay? And then they asked Pastor Benite where he wanted to put. I don't think Pastor Benite had any clue that we'd do as much as we did. Joshua and Dylan got that whole top floor cleaned up. We got all the nails pulled out of all but maybe a little pile of boards that was not even part of what we were doing. And then they got them organized and stacked in a room down below. So they brought them from up top. We pulled nails. I mean, to tell you, there were nails. It looked like a nail tornado.
So this next video is me talking about what we're doing from the third floor. And it'll explain something. Alright, I wanted to do a quick video just to kind of show you around, show you what we've been doing, show you what everything is. This is the church. Where I'm standing is the future orphanage, where it's going to house 40 to 50 children. This is the third floor. Over here, pour it down the wood forms and make these pillars, and then they'll install this jacks and make more forms with plywood and make the ceiling. So I'll come back over here where they've taken some of them down, and you can actually see the plywood markings in the concrete. Hey brother. Hey brother. It actually looks like plywood. You can see the knots and stuff because that's how the concrete formed. They do all this by hand. So, and they salvage everything, even wood like this, because they make more forms out of it. Look at the nails. So we've been taking the nails out and trying to bring these forms down 3 stories and keep all the wood. And basically, so there's Pastor Randy down there taking some nails out of boards so that they can reuse them. One piece of wide, it's a 1 by 12 by 12 feet. What they make these out of for the forms cost $17 over here. So you can see why they need to salvage everything they can. There's Pastor's wife over there. But anyway, just to kind of give you all an idea of what we've been doing. We've been helping out mostly with the orphanage, with some of the locals. I'll try and post this tonight. I'd love to go live, but the only place we get Wi-Fi is in the hotel we're staying at. So, future orphanage, will house 50 kids. Incredible. So I think the Haitian motto is if one nail's good, 10 is better. But there was just some of them.
How do they make that structure stand? Because, I mean, you just said what they did with the wood, the wood on top. Is there any rebar in that to keep it?
Yes, there is rebar.
Okay.
And
They have jacks.
and this is, like I said, he brought in engineers. It's just incredible. The jacks were all over the place. So they build those pillars first and the half walls. and then they'll come in with those jacks, and they'll lay that plywood up top with supports and put the jacks underneath it, and then they'll pour them basically a slab, which is the next floor.
Yeah.
So the ceiling and the floor itself.
Brother David has a question.
Yes, sir.
Now, have you ever seen when they're building the Metroplex and you see all those overpours?
Right.
It's stick framing really is what they call it. They just have these beams, they put overpours on it, and they lay flat plywood over it, pour concrete on it, and they just tear, with the rebar, and they just tear that out and pull the plywood down.
Yeah.
It's built around those columns like a pier and beam, on up.
And Pastor Benite spent a lot of time with the engineers, on his, like, he's got another conference building that's like 4 or 5 stories?
There's at least 5 stories.
That we went up on, it's beautiful, right next to his school.
Felt like climbing 18 stories.
Yeah. And so he spent a lot of time with engineers, so he's got the concept in mind and all. And he's building not just to build, but to survive another earthquake.
Right, that's what I was gonna
Yes.
ask you.
Yeah, he's reinforcing.
But I saw some stairs there that
They're
were
terrible.
Oh, yes.
like, nothing up underneath.
We were talking about that.
What is that?
Yeah, they're tearing some of those down, yeah.
But they're all over like that.
Yeah.
They're all not just there. It is. It is. I wouldn't want to be standing on
Is
an
that what
earthquake.
they had to do to just get up to the floors and whatnot, so?
No, some of them are no longer braced because of the earthquake. So the stairs survived, but the bracing didn't.
Wow.
I guarantee.
They all seem very, very happy. I'm sure they're all extremely exhausted, but beyond exhausted, but everybody had such a good attitude.
Yes.
It was amazing.
Yes.
Because of all the things they've gone through and how hard they have to live every day.
Yes,
And have that good positive attitude.
you're right, exactly
Pastor
right.
Benite is amazing.
He really is, he really is.
So the next one is the youth center that he bought the land for. He's trying to.
Testimony about this land, you know, is that somebody came here and they say, you know, we want to sell you this, and they wanted $70,000 per acre. It's gonna be, you know, 3 acres. And I said, okay, but the kind of person I am, because I'm certainly a big guy, I'd never be afraid of anything. So I said, okay, if I go to the guy and I give him a price, if he doesn't want me, if he doesn't want to sell the land for the price that I give him, that's okay. At least I just made one more friend.
Yes.
And that's how I did it. So I went, you know, they told me, okay, $210,000 for the 3 acres. I said, okay, I'm going to meet with the owner. And when I went and I prayed before, and I went to him, and finally I bought the 3 acres for $68,000. So right now, I told the man, listen.
Listen to this.
I don't have the money right now, but give me 3 months, and I'll give you half of it. I don't know where I was going to get the money. And I remember, you know, I went to meet somebody I met for the first time. And he said, man, I want to help you. I want to do this. So I've been praying for 2 years that God will give me something to do. So I'm going to give you $10,000. He gave me $10,000, you know, toward this. And after that, I went to the bank, and the bank said, okay, I'm going to finance the rest to give half of the money. So in Haiti, when you get half, you give some money, and you get the owner to sign, then the land is yours. So that's what I did. So the Lord is good, and then we're able to give half of the money, and I signed the paper, and then boom, so we have the land.
Future Youth Center.
Yeah, so we have the land right now, and we are trusting the Lord big time to build that youth center right here.
In the meantime, it looked like he had a little garden.
Yeah, he lets people.
Banana
He lets
trees.
people farm it.
Yeah, that's 3.5 acres that he got. So, they'll put a youth center on it.
Like another sermon on the mount.
Oh, he did, yeah.
Yeah, as soon as that was his pulpit. I'm not sure what the next one is.
That rock there.
Oh, yes.
Oh, the market.
No,
This is where Pastor Benite went to school, this area.
I like the fact that all this.
Yeah, back there where he went to school.
That's really good. Back then, there was no school, you know, I guess everybody.
Yeah. So this next one is the Calvary Church where Dylan and Kristen go to church. They took up a collection and that's the money he used to buy one of the vehicles we were riding in. So it was pretty cool.
What a pleasure that I have today through Sister Crystal and Brother Dylan to make a little video to send to my friends at Calvary Church, Pastor Tommy. I just want to thank you so much because last time I went there, you take some money, send some money with me so that I can put it towards this vehicle. So here we go. This is the vehicle, and right now I'm carrying people from Calvary Church into this vehicle. So I just want to thank you one more time for being such a blessing to us. And I cannot wait for you to come and see us in Haiti and bring a work team come and help us. We surely appreciate that. We love you. Let's bring that kingdom further and let's bring humanity further. We love you and may the Lord continue to bless you. Bye-bye.
Very cool.
And then the last one I think is one of the markets we drove by, but you have, it doesn't do it justice. The amount of people and the, I didn't feel comfortable in the back of the truck, I'll tell you
I think Dylan and Joshua thought they were gonna die.
Why?
Because
They're very
bunch of people and they
open
rush,
about
they rush you and.
wanting stuff from you.
Yeah.
And touching
they're
you.
sitting
and-
exposed in the back of the truck.
They start reaching in your pocket and all that kind of stuff.
And I don't think Pastor Benite would have taken us anywhere that was dangerous, but it's still, I mean, we were in the back of the truck and they're like walking up, putting their hands
You
on
couldn't
us. and-
hear it well in that video, but what he was talking about was that they're normally fighting each other. And he said they were on their best behavior maybe because these guys were there, but he talked about they fight there all the time.
Yeah, because they think their horn is the most important part of their vehicle. They're constantly honking and going into head-on traffic and going around people and.
There may be eight cars all the way across that, you know, just
And motorcycles going by you.
Yeah,
and
you
it's
use whatever side of the road works right there.
Yes.
You don't worry about it, yeah.
That's what brother, he said, and when he came here, Brother Benite, he said, I like the way that y'all stay on this side of the road.
Yeah.
Everybody stays on this side of the road.
Yes.
So organized.
Yeah. And goats and cows and stuff like that. they just-
Dogs.
They have their rope on it, I guess. I don't know if they have a certain way they tie the rope on it or something, but they pretty much let them go wherever they want to.
Yes, go please.
Dogs are not pets and they're
Yeah.
everywhere.
Eat a lot of hot dogs over there. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know about that. Ready?
I got a suggestion. One day, I mean, we ought to get the team together and go back. I asked
Yes.
Pastor Randy, says $1,000 a person for round trip, which is not bad, you know, so.
Just the plane ticket.
That's plane ticket,
Plane
yeah.
ticket, right.
Now, what he's doing and what Josh has pointed out several times, he is working on that one center right next to the church and by his house to make it a
He is
place
in
where
charge
people
for
come
it.
to visit, can stay there. And like my wife said, hey, you know, we would rather pay you than a motel.
Right.
And the money could go into your ministry. And he would not charge what that Calico did because it's like, they got you over a barrel, where else you gonna stay? You can stay here and lose some money, or you can stay somewhere else and lose your life, you know, basically.
That's key right there.
Yeah.
And really, in the interim, if people were prepared to go and stay on his compound, they could bring a tent. What can you bring with you when you go into the country? Like, could you backpack a tent in there?
I think you pretty much bring whatever you want as long as it's not in violation of food laws or
And
things.
he has rooms in there. We told him that, you know, if they got some mattresses or whatever, I mean, it's not, it ain't vacation, but.
Right. No, but
you know,
you
it's
go
cool at
someplace
night.
like that with a mindset that
Yeah.
you're not going to vacation.
Right.
Yes.
You're going to, you know.
Yeah,
The
I
main
will
thing-
tell you, had it not been for the relative, luxury at night, I don't don't know that we could have handled it. It was very, very heavy, oppressive. There was a lot of hard work, so that when you got back at night and you didn't have to worry about anything except for showing up for dinner and sleeping in your room, you
Well,
were
I
okay.
think of how Brittany showed us her pictures and how they stayed in the room and the little shower, barely.
Brittany is
That was our
everything
shower
else.
as well. Well, I will tell you that our facilities, whereas they may have looked really nice, didn't work either.
Syndrome where my brain still thinks, 18-year-old, you can do that.
Yeah.
You can get out there and everything hurts,
Yeah.
you can't move.
The shower.
Our shower was just kinda
It
like.
felt like a Catholic baptism. More like a mist, like a Six Flags.
He was really jumping around in the shower to get wet.
Felt like something like maybe a hard sneeze right in your face. But yeah, it's awesome. We plan to go back next year. We do want to bring a larger team, like Pastor Benite said. This was kind of a spy mission. Know some better things to bring next time, like gloves. A lot of those guys out there.
Lots of $1 bills.
Lots of $1 bills.
Yeah.
But
What
those.
did you pay the guys that you got to work with?
Okay, I was gonna tell you. I'm glad you brought that up. So he pays them anywhere from $7 to $15 a day.
Okay, that's good.
So.
And that's good for them, I mean, that,
Sure,
for them,
yeah.
that was a good deal.
And he is the largest employer in his village.
Yeah.
So not only is he doing a lot of good work, but he's giving them work,
So
keeping them
what's the
employed.
size of the compound? It looked huge when you were up above and you were filming.
Maybe an acre,
That's all in 1 acre?
2 acres.
2 to 3 acres, that area probably right.
I think he
It's hard to judge it, but it's like, I mean, they tell you, they use every inch of property they can.
Did y'all see on the, that was another thing I was gonna point out, but did you see on the slideshow, the big hole?
Yes, yes.
There was a gentleman down in there, and they dig, that's a septic, they're digging by hand, and they hauled the dirt out.
That thing had to be 15 feet deep, I'm not kidding you.
What about the pulleys, like, and moving all of this stuff, the wood and everything? Do they have any pulleys or anything?
So Dylan had them go to town and buy a rope,
Okay.
and they brought back a rope that was made out of trash.
Oh my.
It was pretty interesting, but it's just, that's what I'm saying, you can't, they don't have anything. The gloves, Dylan had them go buy us gloves, cause stupidly we didn't bring any, and
And trust me, there are no stores at all,
No.
of any kind.
no, it's all market, and the market we drove through,
I'd rather starve.
yeah.
You don't like those
No.
yellow chickens?
It's not that, it's just a scary place to be. There's just too many people and,
So
all
we're
want
thinking,
everything
well,
you
we
have.
got a little bit of money out of the ATM, we're thinking, we'll get money out of the ATM over there.
These are
Old
two,
ATMs.
these are two school kids that after school, they come over here and work.
Did y'all wear chocolates also
Yeah,
while y'all were working?
yes,
You weren't afraid
And-
to get a nail?
no,
That was miraculous. We
Yeah,
really,
it was
we
amazing.
asked God to protect us. Nobody stepped on a nail the whole time.
and
It was
everybody
unbelievable.
wants everything you have. So if you notice that Dylan is wearing flip-flops, he gave his tennis shoes away.
Oh, wow.
And his belt, and I
And his
gave
knife.
my
Do that,
chocolates
yeah,
away,
Can you go to
and
this picture?
they want, and I promised I'd send them back more to the kitchen ladies.
Well, it's a good
So,
thing those
yeah.
flip-flops are on sale. Now,
Yeah.
if we shipped them flip-flops, would they make it, or would they get confiscated at the airport?
That's
No,
how we
I
got
don't know.
everything down from the 3rd floor, that ladder right there.
Yeah, there's their pulley.
That might be something
Now,
to
what
Pulley
just
on the
take.
left is called Joshua.
What did you ask, Robin?
I said, if we send them a
As
box
trash
of
rope?
flip-flops, would it make it through customs, or would it get confiscated?
They would need something really, but I mean, flip-flops are okay.
Oh, no, I'm just asking,
yeah.
like in general, like.
Yeah,
You
I-
can mail it straight to
If you
Pastor
Pastor
Benite.
Benite.
I just bought 10 pairs of sandals to
So
send them
it
back.
doesn't get stopped coming in and.
Is that a
That's-
trash rope?
yes.
Taken apart.
Yeah.
What about shoebox sizes of like, hygiene type things, like your toothbrush and toothpaste?
They have
comb?
some of that stuff already. Their more basic needs are water and food and, you know, I mean.
Money.
Money.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I have some, we were donated some MREs from this last hurricane, not hurricane, whatever.
Good.
Could you guys use that? Cause we have like.
We can find out. We can find out.
This is the church we visited. In the background, you see the building they're building, but it's just,
Yeah, where was
They're in
this
a
church
carport.
at?
That was a little ways from his village, and
That's what.
Pastor Benite, so,
their restroom
Oh.
was a cinder block square with a bucket and a sheet with 2 rocks holding it up.
Pastor Benite was there, and we were sitting there during the service, and these people that, at that church were like, really, okay, his people have like, they're a little more educated, not as much. These people here, like, probably the top education was 6th grade in that. And so their singing was not good.
I think that's
I mean,
where we
they
should
sang.
stand.
And their worship was, they love God, they worship, and there are a lot of young people there now. By the way, 20% of the population in Haiti are teenagers, okay? But Pastor Benite is over there just kind of doing this in the service, and he leaned over me and said, Brother Randy, he said, I just want you to know that these people asked me to come help them, and he said, I don't know what I'm doing. I do the best I can, and I don't know what to do for them, but we're here to, and I said, listen, don't. I think sometimes he worries that we think you're just a bunch of no good, but I said, don't worry, these people are beautiful, we love them. Don't think that we don't appreciate, I loved going there, I thought it was fantastic. And he brightened up, and he said later, I know it's just the flesh, sometimes I feel like that. Perhaps y'all think I'm, you know, go to a place like this that they're just a bunch of lowlifes. No, not at all. They need the same gospel. Hey, if the gospel works, it should work anywhere, isn't that right? So,
Well,
and it does.
If something within them is a shining star in that group,
Yes.
then it'll become the shining star. It'll rise up. And that group that goes to that church, they're seeking out that shining star.
Absolutely.
They're seeking out a better way. They're asking God to be in their lives.
No question.
That's a good thing.
Yes.
And that's how change comes about.
Absolutely, it is. It really is.
One of the things I think we can do next time is bring in an extra bag and bring stuff like gloves and,
Yes.
and shoes and a rope, tools, some light, small. They just don't, they just don't, they use what they have.
Well, people are starting to leave. Let's wrap this up, Josh.
Good.
Finish it up.
Claudia
Finish
had to
it
go
up
to
for
work.
us. Say what you want to say.
No, that's it.
Babe,
It was
did you want to
awesome.
say something else?